Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's vlog, I'm going to attempt to do my first how-to video. I get a lot of comments on the Mickey ears that I make. I do not have an Etsy shop or anything. Usually I just make them for friends and family or just as a way to be creative. But I figured I'd try to do a how-to video on how I do the Mickey ears. So if that interests you, hit that subscribe button and come along on this adventure with me. So I wanted to preface this vlog with, this is an attempt. I've actually never done a how-to video before, and I'm not sure if it'll turn out, but I'm hoping that it will provide some kind of inspiration for you, or maybe it will kind of get you thinking, and then maybe you can find a much better how-to Mickey ear vlog on YouTube. So this is kind of my attempt to show you how I do it. Now, I do my Mickey ears a little differently because I don't know how to sew. A lot of people probably think, oh well, she's an awesome sewer. I actually do not know how to sew. So I use it all with hot glue, regular glue, anything that I can to avoid sewing because I have no clue how to sew. So I figured this would be helpful for a lot of you out there because I think a lot of people probably don't know how to sew. And so when you think, hey, I can do my own Mickey ears, oh crap, I don't know how to sew, this probably would be the vlog for you. So let's get started. So what I'm going to show you first is what supplies that you need. So I kind of put all my supplies here in the middle. So first things first, you're going to need the fabric of your choice. Now I have said in many vlogs before that I like to do the front of my ears and the back of my ears different. So I always do two different fabrics. So I'm doing vintage Mickey ears for a friend at the theater. So this is going to be the front. This will be the back, okay? Then you also need fabric for your bow. I like to do double layered bows, so I'm gonna do this red tulle, and then again, I'm gonna do this black shiny tulle for the bow. You're gonna need a ruler, scissors, you're gonna need a Sharpie marker, you're gonna need lots of batting, way more than this is just like an example, a hot glue gun, you're gonna need a headband. I order mine in bulk on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. I order a bunch in black, and then I also order a bunch in white. You're gonna need cardboard. So if you are a huge Amazon shopper like I am and you don't know what to do with your cardboard boxes, save them because you are going to need cardboard. You're gonna need some beading. This is like really tiny beading. This is for the edge of your Mickey ears. It comes on these spools like this. You're gonna need templates. Now I have a cardboard template and then I have a fabric template. It'll make more sense when I actually go into the how-to. I'll try to find a link to where I got these templates so that way you guys can print it off and make your own templates. You're gonna need ribbon. Any color ribbon that you want that matches, okay? And then if you want little embellishments, I always, I have little jewels here, I have some flowers here. I don't know how I'm gonna put them on to this set that I'm doing, but any kind of little embellishments that you maybe want to add, or if you don't want to do embellishments and you just want just basic Mickey ears, that's fine as well. So this is just the basic stuff to get started. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna start with your cardboard, and you're going to take your cardboard template. So you'll notice that the fabric template that you have and the cardboard template are two different sizes. There's a reason for that. So you're gonna take your cardboard template and you're gonna take your Sharpie and you're basically going to draw templates, okay? And you're gonna cut these out. You need to do 4 per set of Mickey ears. So I have 8 right here that I'm going to cut out because today I'm making 2 Mickey ears. Now that you have your 4 Mickey ears, the next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna cut out the fabric that you're gonna put on them. And that is where you use your fabric template. So I'm gonna cut out the front lobes first. Now, here's a little thing that you need to keep in mind. The front lobes and the back lobes are going to be different sizes. So that's why I always do the front first. So again, you're gonna take your trusty Sharpie marker, and if you see on here, you're gonna draw around the fabric template. Now, you'll notice you don't really draw it like with the fabric template that I found online. I don't really draw it like I did with the cardboard. I make it a little bigger because I want a little bit more fabric to work with. You can make it the exact same size as here, but it might be a little bit more difficult to put them on the lobes. So if you noticed, I made it a little bit bigger, okay? So this is the front, so I'm gonna cut this out. And you only cut 2 because there's only 2 front lobes. So here is your fabric for your 2 front lobes. So I'm gonna put this aside, and now I'm going to cut out the fabric for the back lobes. Now, the fabric that I'm using for the back lobes is this really shiny fabric. Now, the problem with this fabric, I love it, but it's see-through. So I need to cut out kind of a backing for the see-through fabric. So I'm gonna kind of do the back lobes twice. I'm gonna cut it out on the backing, and then I'm gonna do the same thing again on the see-through fabric, because I don't really want it to be see-through. That's kind of the downfall of this fabric, unfortunately, but I just love it, and I love the effect it gives. So remember how I said the front lobes and the back lobes are gonna be different sizes? Well, here is why. When you put this on, you're gonna draw it around kind of bigger like you did the front lobe, but down here, you're going to make a longer tail. So you'll see if I put the front lobe that I just cut out up here, it fits, but see how it's a little bit longer of a tail down here? Yep, you want it to be longer down here. And that'll make more sense when we go to actually put the Mickey ears on the headband. So let's cut out the back lobes. Okay, so here I have it. Here's the backing for my back lobes along with the shiny fabric that I'm gonna use. Now you'll also notice like it's not really cut perfectly. Don't worry if it's not a perfect circle. It's going to look fine. It's just so you get the basic shape of the Mickey ear. So the next thing that I do is I go and iron the front lobes. Maybe the back lobes depending on what fabric you're using. I don't really need to iron this, but I'm gonna go iron this because I don't want there to be creases. So I'll be right back. So while we're waiting for the iron to heat up, I figured I'd show you how to make the bows. So every pair of Mickey ears has a bow, obviously. I like to do 2 bows. I like to layer my bows. You can just do 1 bow, that's fine, whatever you want. So I'm gonna show you how to make the bow. So for this set of Mickey ears, I'm gonna do a red tulle front bow with the shiny black in the back. So how you make your bows is you take your ruler and you're gonna cut a piece for the front bow that is 11 across and 8.5 down. Now again, it doesn't need to be perfect. Tulle is sometimes kind of hard to cut, but you want 11 across, 8.5 down. For the back bow, if you are doing a double bow like what I normally do, I make the back bow a little bigger. So this one is a little bit more, it's probably about 13 across and about 11 down. You can probably do 12 across and 10 down, whatever. The point is you just need to make this piece a little bit bigger than this piece. So how you make your bow, it's actually very easy. And I'm gonna show you on the shiny fabric versus the tulle. The tulle is a little bit more difficult to work with, so it's just a little bit more difficult for me to show you on the how-to, so I'm gonna show you on this piece of fabric, okay? So you take your piece and you're going to go down and meet it in the middle here, and go up and meet it in the middle here. You wanna try to make sure it's in the middle, so you might need to do some adjusting. So you're gonna put a little dab of hot glue right here. And then all the way up, you're gonna put a little dab of hot glue on top of the piece that you just folded over. Okay, So there's that. Now you're gonna do that same thing, just you're gonna do the edges. You're gonna find your middle, and again, you may need to do some adjusting. Make sure that you do it in the middle or else it's gonna look a little wonky. That looks good. So now I'm going to glue the pieces down. Dab here. Perfect. And some little dabs of glue here and here. Looks good. Now you have kind of a weird little like pouch thingy. So then what you do is you're gonna do kind of an accordion fan thing. That's the best way that I know how to explain it. So I go down and up and down and up until I run out of fabric. And then you kind of just grab the middle just like this. So you see it makes a bow right here. And now I'm gonna glue it. This is where you're gonna do a little finagling and you're gonna glue little pieces. Don't worry if the middle isn't perfect, because we're gonna put a middle piece to hide kind of the imperfections. But you just need to put little glue kind of in the little folds there, so that way it stays. Now you have a bow that stays. Again, you might need to do a little finagling on the back if a piece is falling out or whatever. Yep, see how right there's a piece falling out? I just add a little dab of glue and pat it down so that it stays. And again, if it doesn't look perfect in the middle, that's fine, because we're gonna put a piece over that to hide the imperfections. So I'm just gonna do the same thing with the tool. So this is kind of what it's gonna look like when I go to put it on the Mickey ears. It's gonna look somewhat, if I can get it in the camera, somewhat like this. So I'm back now. I've ironed my front lobes. So now I'm gonna show you how to put the lobe fabric onto your actual lobes. First things first, I like to start with the front, okay? You're gonna take 2 lobes, and then you're gonna take the batting. Take kind of a handful of batting. You don't need a ton, maybe about this much. And you're gonna put a dab of glue right in the middle, right there, and put the batting like that. You're gonna hold it on there for a couple seconds. Hot glue dries really fast. That's why we use hot glue. And then you're gonna, this is too much, you're gonna use another little, just a handful. And you're gonna do the same. Now that you have that done, you're gonna glue the fabric on. So you're gonna turn the fabric upside down, and you're gonna take this and turn this upside down, and you're gonna press it like this. Next, you're going to work around sections of the ear. Basically, you're gonna put the glue all around the edge here, and you're gonna pull the fabric up like this. So it's gonna look like that. See how I'm doing that? So let's get at it. Okay, so you see how I did that? This is the batting part, so it's the front, and here is the back. Now, this little tail you don't leave, because these are the front lobes. You're just gonna put glue around the bottom edge, right here, and you're gonna fold it up like that. So there you have it. See how it's the edge right there and it's curved? That's where the headband goes. So here's the front lobe. So let's do the other lobe. So there you have it. I just did the 2 lobes. So there they are. Pretty cute, huh? And this is what the backs look like. Okay, now it's time to do the back lobes. Again, you take your last two cardboard things that you have and you do the same thing basically that you did with the front. Now here are the back lobes. Now the only difference with this after you get it glued onto the back is you want to leave this little tail on. Remember how with the front lobe, we put the tail up? This one, you don't want to do that. You want to leave the little tail on. Okay, so there they are. Now we're gonna put the lobes together. So you basically take one front lobe and one back lobe, and you're gonna glue it like this and line it up appropriately, and you're gonna squeeze it together. Now this part can be a little tricky because you have to work fast, and you do have to put a lot of glue around the edge. Remember how I said hot glue dries really quickly? That's why you kind of have to work fast. So watch me do it. So that's it. I worked fairly fast. There's the back with the shiny, and there's the front. So let's do the other two. So now you have your two Mickey ears. Here, turn these around. There's your front with the tails and your back. Again, you need to leave those tails on. Now, we're gonna attach them to the headband. But first, we are going to put bead edging around here because we don't want all the glue and the folded fabric and stuff to show. So this is where you take this beading that I told you, right here. You can buy it at any craft store. You can buy it on Amazon, Etsy, depending kind of on how you shop. So what you're gonna do is you're going to just kind of, we're not gluing it yet. We're just gonna kind of put it on here to figure out how long of a piece we need to cut. So now this is pretty self-explanatory. Just work a little section at a time. You're gonna put a little glue and then glue the edging, glue the beads onto the edge of the Mickey ears. So there it is. Looks pretty good. Now we're gonna do the other one. So now that you have the beads done on the edge of your Mickey ears, you're gonna attach them to your headband that you have. So what I always do before I attach the Mickey ears to the headband is I take Mickey ears that I've already made kind of as a template just to kind of see where it lands. Now here's the trick. You're going to put the Mickey ears off to the side, like way more to the side than what you think you should. A lot of what people do is they automatically think, oh, I gotta put them on the top here. No, that's not correct, okay? You're actually gonna put them way off to the side more than you think. It's gonna kind of look weird, but trust me, this is a lot of trial and error that I have done. When you go to put them on your head, you're gonna want them off to the side. But that's why I always take Mickey ears that I already have, and I kind of line them up just to make sure that they're not too far up on top of the head. It will look really weird if they're too far up on top of the head. So this looks good. I take my Sharpie and I just put a little mark right here. Now it's time to glue. So what you're gonna do is on the edge right here, you're gonna put a buttload of glue right there. So let's go. Then you're gonna put the headband here and you're gonna line it up where your mark was. And you're just gonna put it on the headband. So there's the first lobe. Now notice, here's this little flap here. You want that flap to be there, okay? So here's the back and here's the front. This is kind of what it looks like. So let's put the second lobe on. So there you go. That's the front, and there's the back. And you have your tails. Front and the back. Now what do we do with these tails? Well, I'll tell you. What we're gonna do is we're going to take the tails and we're going to wrap them around the headband. So we're basically gonna glue it to the inside of the headband. The reason why I do this is it makes extra protection and make sure that it's really sturdy, that these lobes are really sturdy and stay on the headband. Next step is just to put a little glue right there, and you're gonna wrap your tail just like that. So there you have it. See how on the inside, you got your tails that are wrapped around your headband? And on the back, this is what it looks like. It's wrapped around the headband. Next, we're gonna attach the bows. But before we attach the bows, remember how I said we're gonna have a piece that covers this? This is the part in the Mickey bows that I create that piece. I don't really do it when I'm actually making the bow, because sometimes I maybe want a different color piece, or sometimes I don't really like how the bows look. Maybe I want to switch them around like this. So I am gonna do it like this, but we're gonna make a little piece to attach the bow onto the headband. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna use the shiny fabric. So you just basically you can take any scrap fabric you have, which you'll have plenty, and we're going to make like just a little middle piece. You'll see how it kind of goes on there. So what we do is we're gonna round out the edges. So you're gonna put some glue and you're gonna fold this edge over like this. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So see how it looks? It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just like a little middle piece. I folded the edges over. You don't need to worry about the ends. Okay? So let's attach the bows. So we're gonna do the black bow first. This is the back one. And you're gonna try to put it as far back as you can, because remember, you gotta put the red bow right in front of it. So basically it's gonna go right in the middle. So a little dab of glue on the top of the headband. And you put the middle part right on there. See how I'm holding it by the middle? Put it right on there. So pretty easy, huh? So there it is. And you might take a little bit of finagling after you glue it on there. So that's that bow. Now I'm gonna put the red one right in front of it. Little dab of glue. So that's what that looks like. So now we're gonna take the middle piece, because I actually want this to be attached to the headband a little bit stronger, and then I want the middle to kind of get hidden. So you're gonna take your middle piece and you're gonna glue it right there underneath, okay? Now, this is gonna be a little tricky, okay? You're gonna glue the unfinished side right like that, because what we're going to do, and hopefully I can kind of show you, is we're gonna wrap this around like this. And you want to glue it in a way that the finished side, the shiny side, or the side that looks pretty, is showing. So let's do that. See? So there you have it. That's your Mickey bows. I'm not done, because I like to add little flowers to it or little jewels. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So after a little finagling, I only decided to do the one flower right here. And then on the back, I just decided to add a white flower. I was gonna do flowers down the headband, but I didn't really like how it looked. So I just decided to make it this simple and classic, just like the vintage simple and classic Mickey on the Lobes. So the last step is you want to wrap the inside of the headband with some pretty ribbon. We don't want this ugly stuff showing. So we're gonna wrap the inside of the headband with pretty ribbon. So here's the ribbon I'm gonna use. So you're just gonna cut a piece off. And it's pretty self-explanatory. You're gonna glue it on the inside of the headband. Okay, so there you have it. Here's the inside. Adds that little even extra pop of color. So that's it. That's how I make my Mickey ears. So here's the final product. Here's the front, and here's the back. So it's actually very simple. It takes a little finagling. The first time that I made my very first Mickey ears, it probably was a hot mess and I had to redo it a bunch of times. But as I got really good at it and I made multiple Mickey ears, I started to get really good and I started to be a little bit more creative. I like making my own Mickey ears because it's another way for me to be creative. I like adding, you know, like the little extra flowers or jewels and things like that. I think it adds my own little personal touch. So I hope you have enjoyed this how-to video. I hope it turned out okay. Again, this is my very first how-to video. I tried the best, so I hope you were able to at least get the basics of how to do Mickey ears. If you really liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button down there. Comment, let me know what you thought. Should I do another how-to video of another pair of Mickey ears? I don't know. So let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel by hitting that subscribe button down below. Obviously, this is a Disney channel. I do a lot of Disney content. I have a lot of Disney content planned with my friend Liz. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And I will see you real soon. Bye.